Okay, good morning, Algebra Ex2 students. Excuse me. So this is notes for 2-3 lesson, Unit 2, Lesson 3, Midpoint and Median. So the midpoint is the point in the middle of a segment. Oh, detach the keyboard. There we go. So the point in the middle of a segment, hence midpoint, in the middle. It splits the segment into two equal parts. So here, if I have my midpoint, these are both equal distances. So if this is 10, then we know that this side has to be 10, making the total, or the entire thing, be 20. So, yeah, that's basically a midpoint. Kind of like a bisector, but bisector cuts something in half. Midpoint is the point in the middle. So example 1, if B is the midpoint of AC, so we've got a midpoint right there. Oh, nope, that's a different diagram. We're talking about this diagram. If B is the midpoint of AC, okay, so this is the midpoint. The best thing to do in geometry with all this stuff is to label and mark up your diagrams. And midpoint, as we just learned, midpoint means splits into two equal parts. Splits. Which two segments would be the same length? Well, if B is cutting him in half, then which two segments would be the same length? That would be segment AB and segment BC. Those two smaller parts would equal, or those two pieces would be the same. We'll call it X and X. Okay? Example 2, using that same diagram. If B is the midpoint of AC, so same thing, and AB is equal to, okay, so instead of having generic x's here, we have expressions. So AB is 3x plus 4. And AC, I want blue. And AC is the entire thing, 8x minus 14. Okay, so we're also going to get that highlighter back out. So that whole distance is 8x minus 14, whereas only half of that distance is the 3x plus 4. So how can we figure out, they're asking me to find BC. They want to know, well, that's not x. Ooh, excuse me, I just had breakfast. I'm not going to start over, sorry. Okay, so we have the whole AC being the 8x minus 14, and then we know that B is the midpoint, which cuts these two pieces in half. So midpoint means splits into two equal parts. So that means that AB is congruent or equal to BC. And then the whole thing is 8x minus 14. So that means if I take AB and multiply it by 2, that would be equal to AC. Because we know that AB is equal to BC because a midpoint cuts it into two equal parts. So 2 times AB, which they told me was 3x plus 4, notice the way I'm using parentheses, is equal to AC, which was the 8x minus 14. All right, so now you math. 6x plus 8 is equal to 8x minus 14. Minus 6x is 8 is equal to 2x minus 14 plus 14 to both sides. 2x is equal to 8 plus 14 is going to be 22. Last step to divide by 2, x is equal to 11. However, just keep in mind that we haven't answered the question yet. We have x equals 11, but they were asking me to find what BC was. BC, we know, is the same length as AB. So we can use the AB expression to find the length of BC. So BC is equal to AB. So AB is equal to 3x plus 4. In for x, we're putting 11. 33 plus 4 is equal to 37. So, since AB is equal to 37 and AB is equal to BC, we know that BC is equal to 37. And that is my final answer.